Coming up.
How are you feeling today?
Hiyo mtu anastahili kujibu namna gani ya but I'm feeling broke. But what do you mean by quickfire?
Quickfire?
So he can
Quickfire.
begin firing me. But I did a good more than 80%, isn't it?
Yeah. But that's my opinion. I don't know their opinion.
Gladio cha yako bana.
How it started.
So good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're tuning in. Welcome to Quickfire session, and we are privileged to have
Bishop Nyaa.
Okay, Bishop Nyaa. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, and how are you feeling today?
Wow, I feel great.
Mm-hmm.
Mombasa is hot, but we thank God. We thank God we are alive.
Okay, now let's jump into the quickfire. Are you ready?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I think I do. I think I did fairly well. Maybe you took me by surprise. I was not psychologically prepared. So I had trouble understanding what was happening.
Okay.
But I did a good job. I think I got more than 85%. Naitwa Bishop Nyaa. Nimezaliwa mahali panaitwa Mboni in Makueni County, and I grew up there. Then upon after finishing college, I came to Mombasa. I got into business, and soon after I entered into ministry. I've been in Mombasa for I think 30 years now. Yeah, doing both ministry and business. I am a businessman. I am a minister of the gospel. I am the Bishop of Jesus International Ministry, together with others. And yeah, we thank God this Father the Lord has brought us. There are so many. Maybe let me just pick one. But I think there's this time myself and my two brothers. I've remembered one that is I think it's more.
Okay, tell us about it.
Yeah, I remember this time when my sisters used to like to send me. I was the last born for a long time before I got my other two siblings.
Okay.
And I remember this time when my sisters sent me to take some rice. They were walikuwa nachagua mchele na wakanituma nipeleke kwa nyumba. And my mom told them, "Wenyinyi mnatuma mtoto. Huyu mtoto ataangusha. So ataangusha, atamwaga mchele. Mimi mtalala njaa." Na mimi nikachukua, na kwa sababu mama amesema nitaangusha, si nikafika hapo mbele nikaangusha. Hiyo siku alilala njaa. Yeah, I wake up early. I'm an early riser. I have some few things that I do in the morning, like prayer, maybe some gym exercises. I have a small garden. I like spending time in the garden. I used to, until one day I almost got dislocated ankle, and I stopped going and running. And indeed, the Bible says the wicked run without anybody pursuing them. So I don't want to look like a wicked man. Yeah, I am a father of 3 daughters. Coincidentally, I don't know. I prayed about it. I prayed for it. I remember when I was growing up, and I used to see fathers with the daughters. And I remember one day, sometimes I tell people, don't test God. God can really answer your prayer. And sometimes the things we wish for, we think it just wishes, but sometimes God hears what we wish. I remember wishing to have 3 daughters, and coincidentally, that is what God has given me. So sometimes I look back and I say, yeah,
God has done it.
God has done it, yes.
Okay.
It's a long story. Yeah, I have 3 daughters. They are all different.
Okay.
especially the firstborn and the secondborn. They are 2 worlds apart, but the lastborn seems to play just around.
What do you mean by 2 worlds apart?
They are very different. They are very different. When you, even their skin color is somehow different. I mean, you will wonder, do they belong to the same father? But of course, they are mine. I am a very positive person myself. I always tell people, always believe God for the best, but always plan for the worst.
Okay.
I always tell people, when you approach life, don't approach life just expecting a win situation. There are times things will not go the way you wanted.
True.
So always have a fallback plan. Always have a place you can say, if this doesn't work like this, I can always go this other way. Always, I mean, just as simple as I put it, believe God for the best, prepare always for the worst. You will avoid a lot of disappointments and frustrations if you approach life like that. I have a garden at home. I remember Jesus used to pray in a garden.
Okay.
I love spending time in that garden. I have like 2 chicken and maybe 2 goats, and I have a few dogs. And that is where I spend most of my quiet moments when I want to unwind.
Okay.
Sometimes I go to the beach, I sit by myself just somewhere, and I like the breeze when I'm just quiet and I unwind.
Okay.
John 10:10, of course, John 10:10.
Why?
Because it captures my vision. I mean, it captures my it's my driving verse. It drives me. You know, I just look every day. I look at it. I feel energized. I feel revived. I know God is on my side, and I know I'm not here to struggle. I'm not here to hustle. I'm not an hustler, by the way. I don't agree with that narrative. I believe that we are here to succeed, to prosper, to be happy, to live an abundant life. We are supposed to be people who are blessed all around. You need to have a good family, good life, enjoy life, do ministry. We are not sufferers. We're supposed to be people who enjoy being Christians. Christianity is supposed to be enjoyable. I do, though much more because of my family. My family, they love birthdays. So sort of pia mimi nimeingia box. Unajua birthdays mara nyingi si kitu ya wanaume sana. Sisi inaweza kupita tambila kujua. But since I'm a father of daughters,
yes,
and you know now adding their mother, it means like I have four daughters in the house. So I mean birthday itabidi ni lazima tu. Haiwezi ruka. Hata ujaribu kuruka tu inakutafuta.
I feel you.
Personal milestones and achievements. I think I spend time worshiping God. Every time, I mean, God does it for me. I see success. I just feel like worshiping God. I think that's the way I enjoy most. I mean, before the Lord, because of course, without Him I can do nothing. Yes, without Him. I think people need teaching, or should I say training. I think we have a society that has neglected teaching and training. We want things to happen quickly. We are living a world of fast foods, popcorn community society where people want quick results, shortcuts. But I think people need to be trained and taught so that they can know that for everything there is a process. Look at a small baby when the baby is born. If the mother becomes impatient, they will not live to see that small baby grow into a big human being.
Sure.
You know, somebody said there is a king in every kid, and there is a kid in every king. We must allow things to grow, learn to allow things to grow, and learn to accept processes. Processes are important in life.
Yeah.
Yes. Personal strength that I'm proud of. I would say hard work.
Okay.
I'm a believer of hard work. I believe persistence wears resistance. I believe you can fail in everything else, but if you are an hard-working person, you definitely succeed.
Okay, just to cut you short.
Yes?
What is the difference between hard work and working smart?
Hard work and working smart. Wow, yeah, that's a good question. In my understanding, working hard, and working smart. Working smart is when you allow intelligence, when you use intelligence, when you use skills, when you allow when you know how to use other people, other things, machinery, and all that to do what you should be laboring for. And some people call it letting your money work for you. They call that working smart. But I think we must also learn that you cannot have money work for you before, first of all, looking for the money, isn't it? So ultimately, every successful person, whether you're working smart or not, you must work hard. Even working smart requires hard work.
So hard work is like the foundation.
Yes, hard work. That's the first thing, by the way, God gave to man before he even gave him a wife and everything else and children. The first thing that God gave a man was work. He told him, there is a garden, you have to work, till the land, tend the garden. So that's the first assignment God gave to man. People who don't like work, I wonder where they want to go or where they want to live. Work is important. I mean, how would have the world been without work? Can you imagine all day you don't go to work, you don't do anything? It would be very boring, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think work is necessary. We must embrace work. Through work, we are able to earn a living. Of course, I don't encourage people to work for money. There's a difference between working hard and working for money. And maybe that could also explain your working smart question. Sometimes I tend to believe that hard work is not necessarily working for money. Hard work is training yourself to be persistent in what you do, whatever it is, whether for money or not. When you work, when you cook, put some hard work into your cooking. Some people just do vitu ya rahisi tu, anachanganya, inaitwa tumbukiza, anaweka kila kitu pamoja na inachemka na anasema amepika. No. You need to put some work into your cooking. Whatever you do, you need to put some work into whatever you do.
So tumbukiza huwezi kula?
Hapana, hiyo ni I read moderately. I can't say I'm an heavy reader of books. I can't also say that I'm a big fan of watching movies. Maybe I can't really say, I hear people say, I love this so much, I love soccer so much, I don't allow anything, whether good or bad, to dominate me or to have power over me. I tend to control whatever I do.
Okay.
If I choose to read a book, I will read. I'll not read because somebody else is reading. I'll read the book because I want to read a book.
Okay.
And not always. Long-lasting impression, a book or a movie that left me the long-lasting impression. Wow, I can't remember really one, but I can maybe remember the latest one. The other day I watched a movie that I would urge every young man, especially young men and the young women to watch. What is the name of this movie? I'm trying to remember. The Forge. It's a Christian movie, done by Priscilla, and I love the theme of that movie. It's a very educative movie. I think it's good for the church. It's a movie I would urge many people to watch, especially people who are lovers of mentoring. I love mentoring. I value mentoring. I love mentoring people. I've mentored a number of people, and I think it's a movie that every Christian should watch. We need one another. If we're talking about books, I remember reading a book by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I think that book left a long-lasting impression upon my life. I realized
what was it all about?
It's about life and money. It's about money. And in this book, Dr. Kiyosaki explains that we shouldn't work for money. We should do the work. We should do the work we love working, and we should work like what you are saying, working smart. We should have maybe systems that make money for us. I look forward to have a grandchildren. I already have one.
Okay.
And grandchildren can be very exciting. I look forward for early retirement. I want to travel the world. I want to have fun. I don't want to grow old.
But you're already growing old.
No, I'm not old. I'm growing younger every day. How old do you think I am?
I don't know. Maybe tell me. Tell me.
You guess.
I'm not a good guesser.
Age, but they say age is just a number, really, and I really think it's good for every person who is growing older every day to really try to maintain themselves so that we don't grow old very fast. Yes, like that principle that I read from that book of Kiyosaki, I wish somebody told me when I was younger. I wish I say, and then the other thing that I also learned too late is about savings. I would tell every young person, start saving early. Investment begin with savings. Wealth begins with the saving. That's the starting point if you want to create wealth. And I wish somebody told me that very early on time. Begin with the few shillings that you have, 20 shillings, 30 shillings. Begin building your own savings account. And I'm telling you, without savings, there is no investors. Investment comes from saving. That's something that I wish I learned to very early on time. I would have retired by 50. If you do a good if you have a good saving plan, you can retire at 50 and tour the world. The other thing that I always tell people is that having your children early. I can see you're young. Get married. Get yourself a wife. Have your children very early so that you can retire early and enjoy life and tour the world when you can still walk and run. Nishaona wazee huku akuja wazungu kutembea Mombasa. Unaona mzee amezeeka hata anashindwa kupanda kwa boat. Sasa unasema hii mambo gani? I mean, I always say the tragedy about life is that you need three things to enjoy life.
Okay.
And many times they don't come at the same time. The first thing that you need to enjoy life, you need energy.
Okay.
You need energy. That youthful energy that you have. To enjoy life, you need energy. Then you need money. You need money. And then you need time. The funniest thing, when you are young, you have the energy, and you have you have the energy, you have the time, but you don't have the money. As you grow older, when you are at my stage now, maybe you have the money, you have the energy, but you don't have time because you are always running up and down. And then finally, when you grow old, you have now the time, you have the money, but you don't have now the energy. I think we need to strike a balance so that you try to create yourself a situation whereby you don't work and work and work until you become very old. You can't enjoy your money. You need to retire at some point. When you still have some energy, you can enjoy your money.
Okay.
Yes. Who I admire the most? Who I admire the most?
Gladys Karedi.
I don't know if it's a trap. I don't know. Gladys Chayako. Who I admire most as a mentor, as a person, as a political leader, I don't know. That question is tricky. To be safe.
Okay.
To be safe.
Okay.
I admire Jesus most. To be safe. I think that question I'll ask in our next session. Let me remain safe. Yeah. Next time I'll answer that.
Okay.
Let us start there next time.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you too. Thank you for having this session. I appreciate, I mean, all your team. God
Mhm.
bless you.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.